Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Heen here. We're cozy, we're hanging out, got the candle lit. I am like scrubbing. It's a vibe, it's Friday night, TGIF. And it's the last day of vlogmas for me. So I wanted to end it out with a bang. I'm gonna do a Q&A, hang out, I have a glass of wine. We're truly just vibing, spending quality time together, and I'm very excited. So kick back, grab a glass of your favorite bevy, whatever it might be, put on a sweatshirt, take off the makeup, just relax. It's been a crazy day. I have a fucking fat ass ouchie pimple right there, so just ignore that. It's my third eye actually, so don't get it twisted. It's just my third eye. I posted on Instagram earlier today to have you guys send in your cues, your questions, and you sent in a lot of good ones. Hoping this will just be a nice way to like catch up and hang out and just vibe, feel the good vibes through the screen, because I'm gonna upload this like right after, so we'll literally be spending Friday night together. Amazing. Okay, let's get into it. Without further ado, I'm drinking some Menage a Trois, quite scandalous. Just gonna start this one off with a question I've gotten a lot recently. Does Sage cook? I've only ever noticed you cooking. By the way, I'm loving your heat miss. No, he doesn't cook. I do all the cooking pretty much. I would say he does, like sometimes he'll cook himself lunch, or you know, if he offers like once in a blue moon to cook dinner, he will, but I honestly don't mind. Like, there was some comment the other day about like the housewife stereotype or whatever, and I don't mind doing it because he works so hard literally all day. Like, he works all fucking day from 7 to like 7, 12 hours a day, only stopping basically to eat, and not even then. So it's fine. Like, I think in a relationship you both make sacrifices for what is like, we're both making sacrifices to work towards our goal, and I'm totally fine to be cooking, and I like cooking, you know, I enjoy it. It brings me joy to cook, and I like cooking for him. Call me old-fashioned, but I do. It makes me happy to be able to give him good meals, and also myself. So works for me, works for us, and you know, if I asked him to cook, he would, but I'm the better cook anyway, so why would I do that? And on the days I don't want to cook, it's not like he's like, cook me dinner, wench. We just order out food or do frozen food or whatever. It's not like he has an expectation of me cooking these gourmet meals every meal at all. So what's your favorite piece of advice to give? That's such a good one. I mean, I would say the most consistent thing that I say a lot on the podcast is just that telling you guys, telling my audience or my friends or whoever, like, you have the capabilities within you to reach your wildest dreams. Everything that you dream up, that you want, you have the capability. You're the only one getting in your way a lot of the times, and your self-confidence is what gets in your way. And of course that applies to me too. My self-confidence gets in my way all the fucking time, but I really do believe we all have the ability to, you know, reach our goals and our wildest dreams and our greatest potential. And yeah, it takes a lot of work, takes a lot of dedication, takes a lot of grinding, but I think grinding and creativity and passion and all those things, but I definitely think it's worth it. So I think my favorite piece of advice is just that everyone is so unique and individual and great in their own way, and they are here for a reason. Everyone is here on this earth for a reason. I firmly believe that, and I think we all have something to offer this planet. We're all here to offer something, and you just have to try to find out what it is, what lights you up, what brings you joy, what helps other people. Kind of long. What's your favorite part about living on the West Coast? Lots of love from an East Coaster. Just the scenery. I was actually explaining this to Catherine the other day, like, where were we? Or just when I was in Montana or Texas or anywhere, it just doesn't feel, it feels a little uncomfy to me. Like, the scenery is just, in Arizona, it's not familiar. Like, it's too open. I really like how where I live and where I grew up, there's trees everywhere. Like, there's always forest and like a really nice treescape in the background. You always feel like you're surrounded by trees, which to me feels really safe. Other people feels claustrophobic, I'm sure, but to me it feels really safe, feels protected. I like how there's nature all around, and it feels really nice to me. And I love having the trees everywhere. It feels very homey. So I really like that. I love how integrated nature is to the everyday life here in Washington and Oregon, of course, too. And yeah, just overall, I like the vibes. Everyone's pretty friendly, and a lot of chill people here. This one I had a feeling I was going to get a lot. How's the progress of the cafe going? I want to open a coffee shop one day. So it is going to be a long process, and part of me is like, dang, I probably shouldn't have like mentioned it so soon, because it's going to be a long time. Like, it might not be even for like a year. I hope it's going to be sooner than that, but it takes a long time. I'm starting from the really bottom, the ground zero for this. Like, I don't know about opening a coffee shop, so I have to learn a lot. I am trying to talk to everyone that I can. Not to mention I need to write a business plan, do like profit projections, how much money I'm gonna need to open it, and apply for a business loan, which is really intimidating to me because I've never done that before, and I'm not naturally good with finances or numbers. So it's a long process, but I've been connected with some really, really great people that are helping me a lot, and I'm feeling very optimistic about it. And at the same time, I also know that right now is not the best time to open a coffee shop. Like, I'm hoping that, in the summer or after the summer, the restrictions for COVID will be a little bit less. Hopefully, people will have the vaccine, and it'll just be a little bit better, because I want it to be a place where people can actually hang out and sit down, and like, it's not the case right now. There's no indoor seating. So I'm hoping, in the future, I think it'll all work out in perfect timing, but it's a long process. It's very intimidating. It makes me nervous. It makes me like want to vomit. It makes me really doubt myself. It makes me have imposter syndrome, all those things, because it's such a huge thing, and there's going to be a lot of money invested into it, a lot of our own money, and it makes me really nervous, but I'm also really excited about it, and I think it's going to be really fulfilling. So it's very interesting. And it's going to be a fuck ton of work. I know it's going to be like the hardest work I've ever done. So yeah, I mean, of course I'll keep you guys updated, but as of right now, I have a name, I have a logo in the works, and I'm connected with a broker, and I'm just learning a lot, as much as I can. How do you cope with a bad mental health day? It's a great question, and I think it's really important to note that I don't think I really had very many bad mental health days before this year. Like, I think I was really lucky, and I just never, like, of course I had, my down days or whatever, but like this year, I think with so many of us, really it's been put to the test. My mental health has been put to the test. Also, just getting used to being back in the PNW in the winter time, where there's no fucking sun, and it's really hard to be motivated, really hard to like sometimes be really happy and cheerful and bubbly and like energetic when it's dark in the middle of the day. Like, it's been so hard. So anyway, how do I cope? I would say I have like a few things that I just go to, and these are just what work for me, I guess. So everyone's different, of course, but caffeine has been really nice in the winter to try to get me out of like just wanting to lay down and not do anything. Little caffeine, blasting music, like I said in my last video, Fleetwood Mac, like really fun, vibey songs you can just blast to, sing your heart out, dance around. Talking to my mom helps, talk to her a lot, talking to my best friend Catherine helps a lot. She can get me out of any bad mood pretty much. And journaling helps a lot, just to write down like what it is that I'm feeling, why I'm feeling like that, what it's connected to, what I can do to get myself out of it, and just writing down like what you're feeling helps a lot, because at least for me, sometimes when I write it down, it doesn't feel so intimidating and so big. Like, seeing it written down just helps kind of put it in perspective. And I read a lot. I read a lot of self-improvement books, dude. I read so much. Listen to a lot of podcasts. Just try to do something that gets you excited or happy, or just take care of yourself, I guess. But to get out of a bad mental health moment or day or time, going on a walk really helps. yeah, going on a walk, talking to loved ones, doing something that you love, whether that be, you know, I don't know, art, meditating, journaling, yoga, doing your makeup, doing a face mask, whatever it is. And just kind of like giving yourself grace, but also not letting yourself stay in that mood. Figuring out why you're feeling like that and getting to the bottom of it and seeing how you can lift yourself up. And just trying to lift yourself out of it is key, because it's so easy to not try and just let yourself kind of feel like blah. But if you just keep trying, keep doing all the things, keep throwing everything at it, whatever it might be, journal again, read another book, go on another walk, talk to your mom again, whatever it might be, just keep trying. Have you changed since moving back to Seattle from New York? Oh my gosh, I really got nostalgic the last couple of months. I feel like I've changed so much, and my life in New York feels like a completely different lifetime. Truly completely different lifetime. Like, I feel like I'm like 35 now, and New York me was like 19, which, I mean, New York me literally was 19, but it just feels so different. It feels like the young, naive, happy child, like living life and not giving, like, just like throwing caution to the wind, going out clubbing, drinking all night and having fun and spending money, and I don't know, it just feels so different than now. Like, I feel like life has really, obviously for some people, life's gotten fucking real this last year, and the carefree Rohini in New York just feels like a long time ago. I don't know, I definitely don't feel like I'm thriving now. Absolutely not. I feel like I'm really not. I literally talked to Sage about this the other day. Like, New York Rohini was like thriving, and to a point. I feel like I know myself so much better, and I'm much more connected to myself, much more in tune, much more mature, much more just better overall. But I think New York Rohini was thriving. I just felt like a naive, thriving young girl. I don't know how to really describe it. I feel like I've changed a lot, basically. And I just definitely feel like I'm ready for the next chapter in my life. Like, right now, I just feel like I'm in limbo between that young child girl that I left behind, but then still not at, like, being a mom or being, like, a business owner, like, owning a cafe, or I don't know. I feel like I'm just in limbo right now, and it doesn't feel super great. So I'm trying to figure that out, because I want the next chapter. I want the next phase. You know, I feel like I'm like 35, honestly. Like, I don't know how to describe it. Hopefully that made sense. But I've changed a lot for sure. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? 5 years, I hope to have 2 kids. Like, 1 for sure, and then maybe pregnant again, or 2 kids already. Hopefully I want to have our house built, and we live in our dream house. We have a farm. We travel a lot. We are super there for our kids. We have the most amazing kids ever, and just love each other so much and take all the beautiful opportunities the PNW has to offer. Like, we do a lot of things in nature and hang out with our families a lot, and I hope to own my cafe, as well as by then another restaurant, perhaps a bar or a plant-based restaurant, and yeah, I think that's mostly where I see myself. And happy. I see myself happy, thriving again, in tune with myself, deeply spiritual, living eco-consciously, sustainably as possible, there for my friends, there for my family, just fucking killing it. This is a good question to go along with that. What does your dream house look like? Would you rather buy or build? We're gonna build, I think. First, Sage just wanted to buy, but then once he saw how particular I was and all the ideas that I had, it doesn't really make sense to buy a house here, because my style doesn't really exist in the PNW. It's very craftsman-y around here, which I personally do not like that style. So my style, I'll put some photos on the screen. More like English countryside. That's mine. English country farmhouse is kind of my style. Our idea right now is to either buy property. We want to get like a really big property, a lot of land. Buy property that doesn't have a house on it, or buy property that has a really tiny, like, kind of crappy older house on it that we'll just knock down. But yeah, because I don't want to buy, I've never seen a house here that is one that I like. They just don't really, it's just not the style here, you know? This is a good question. I should have answered this after talking about the cafe, but someone asked, how do you pursue your dream and goal of your cafe without feeling like it's impossible? Such a good question, because, oh my gosh, I've had so many moments where I'm like, am I stupid? Like, why is my goal such a big undertaking? Like, why can't I just want something like that's way more achievable and easier? Because it does kind of feel impossible some days, but I also just have that mindset, like, if someone else can do it, then I can do it too. And I think I just need to learn more, and I also believe in myself. Like, I know I can do something when I set my mind to it. Once I really get going, I'm very determined, but I just have to get in that groove. And I know I can do it. I know it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really, really hard. I know it's going to take a long time probably to make money, and it's going to be really difficult. It's going to test me. It's going to put me through the ringer, all of those things. I probably will feel like a failure at some points, but I think it's really going to be rewarding. So I guess the notion, like, if someone else can do it, why can't I? I think that's a good thing to remind yourself, because everything is attainable. If you see that person on Instagram living that life you want, and you're like, oh my God, I can never get that. Well, they did, so why can't you? You know? Anything is available to us if we go after it. Everything is available. That's what's so cool about the world. What's your Enneagram number? I'm a 7. Last time I did the test, I was a 7. So, I don't know too much about Enneagram numbers, but I think it's very interesting. Will you ever get another puppy sibling for Henry? Yes, we're going to. As of now, we want to get another golden. Not right now, but we want to get a girl golden, like a red-haired one, and get a girl. And so Henry will have another playmate. That similar energy, because he's fucking insane. He's crazy. He has so much energy, and he needs a buddy. Like, he's lonely during the day. He needs a buddy. So we're gonna get another dog, another golden, and then after that, like, once we're in our house, once we have kids or whatever, Sage wants to get another dog and have that be like kind of his dog, like gonna train it to be able to go hunting, because he goes duck hunting with his dad sometimes, or not duck hunting, pheasant hunting with his dad sometimes. He wants to really train it and have it be like a very professional dog. Henry is not professional. He's the opposite. He's just a big goober. So yeah, we want to have a lot of animals, like probably get another cat when we have our dream house. We're gonna have goats and hopefully cows and horses and everything. I want all the animals. But yes, we're going to get another dog. But not anytime soon. Probably in the next year, maybe. Year and a half. I don't know. Sage is saying we should just have a puppy and a baby at the same time. And I'm like, shit, okay, let's do it. Books on spirituality for beginners. Oh my gosh, such a good question. A lot of books I recommended in my video yesterday, my favorites. A lot of those could be good. Letting Go by David Hawkins, I think, is incredible. It's not super it is spiritual, but it's not written in like a woo-woo kind of way. So I really would recommend that book. Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, also not very woo-woo, but kind of has a spiritual essence. The Secret is kind of the go-to, but I don't know if I recommend that, though, at the beginning, because it is written, like, you're going to be like, whoa, what the fuck? So, yeah, I guess The Secret, honestly, Journey to the Heart, Melody Beattie, the daily meditations, they're really lovely, really lovely. So, yeah, I guess those would be my recommendations. Also, The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, that's a good book. Did you have a makeup artist for your wedding? If so, who? I'm so very flattered that you asked that, because I did my own makeup, actually. I actually thought my makeup looked really bad because I brought the wrong shade foundation and it was way paler than I was because of my spray tan that I got for the wedding. But thank you very much for insinuating that that was a makeup artist, but it actually was me. So sorry, I can't really help you with that in that genre. I actually don't even know any makeup artists in Seattle either, so not very helpful, I'm sorry. But I don't know, I wish I could help. I don't know any makeup artists here. I know some in New York and LA, but not here. Are you and Sage still thinking of starting to try for kids in 2021? We just talked about this the other night, because he was like, you need to pick, Rohini, you need to pick either a baby and a cafe or a baby and building a house. You can't have a baby and building a cafe and a house all at once, which I was like, why not? Because that's just me. I don't know. I just feel like for some reason it's all going to happen at once. That's how I picture it. but it does make sense logistically, financially. It's a lot of money all at once. So I really want, I said this the other day, I'm like, I really hope I'm pregnant at least by next Christmas. Like, I just want that next chapter, but at the same time, I don't feel that, like, urgent. I'm not fixated on having a kid at this moment right now. Like, I'm not, like, obsessing about it, which I have been for a long time. A lot of videos about my baby fever, but I just want that to happen soon. I want that chapter in our lives to start soon, but I'm also not rushing it, and I just know it's going to happen, you know, when it's supposed to. But I really do want to have that conversation this year and, like, kind of figure it out. Even if it's at the end of this year, whatever it might be, I want that chapter to start. I'm so excited to have kids and start our family. But then also part of me, I want to have a home birth. And I really want to have a home birth in our house, our dream house, the house we built. Because then our kids can grow up and I can be like, look, you were birthed in that bathtub. That's so cool. So, I don't know. Part of me wants to wait until we have our house, but who knows when that'll be. So, I don't know, guys. But whenever it happens, it happens. Divine timing, divine timing. Someone asked, what do you want to leave behind in 2020? What are you writing on this slip of paper to burn, LOL? I really like that question, and I'm going to wait because I'm going to do a video on intentions before the end of the year, and I'm also going to talk about what I want to leave behind. So just know I am going to discuss that because there's a lot I want to talk about, but I'm going to wait because I'm going to do a whole video on that. But that's a great question. A lot of people ask if we're going to stay in Washington or stay in Seattle long term, which... yes, we are. Our family's here, and it's really important to me. It's always been really important to me that our kids grow up with their grandparents because I wasn't really around my grandparents very much. And it's really important to me that my kids grow up in, like, one house. So they always grew up in the same house, and they can always visit that house, and it's always there because that wasn't the case for me. Mom, it's okay. Not your fault at all. I don't hold that against you. I just really think it's special, and I hope, like, I want that for my kids. So, yeah, we're going to settle here. We're going to build a house here. But I also see it for us that we both like to travel. We're both really flexible. And if we both continue to work online, maybe in the future when our kids are, like, I don't know, in middle school or high school or something, we can live for a couple months in Paris and live for a couple months in, I don't know, Florida or wherever. Like, I'm super open to just being, like, kind of flexible in that way and doing fun things, but we're gonna be here, like, this is gonna be our home. We're gonna build a house here. We're gonna put even more roots down here because our families are here, and it does feel like home to me for sure. So, have you considered seeing a therapist? If not, why not? How do you release thoughts and feelings? I have definitely considered seeing a therapist and very heavily considered it in the last month, and I might in the next year, but I just want to make sure I find, like, the right person, and I think that's quite the process. I think everyone can benefit from therapy, and I'm super open to it, but I just, I'll, like, have these moments where I'm having a really shitty day and I'm like, oh my god, I need a therapist, and then the next day I'm fine, and then I'm like, well, I'll prioritize it when I need to, you know? So I don't know, but I think if anyone's considering going to see a therapist, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I think it's incredible. It can only help, and I think everyone can benefit from it. If everyone was taking the time to work on themselves and get to know themselves better and deal with their emotions and feelings in a healthy way, the world would be such a great place. So I'm all for therapy and doing what's best for you. This question is so deep. Would like to see you talking about how we always push our happiness to the future. That is something I think about a lot, and it's like the ultimate human dilemma. The ultimate dilemma of being human is that we're so excited for the future, and we envision everything in the future, and we have nostalgia for the past and think about the past, but then when we're right now in the present, you don't have those same feelings for your present, and that's something that I'm trying to focus on, is just being present. And I think I've talked about this, maybe, I'm not sure, but my chiropractor, who, like, is literally an alien, he is not from this planet, he's a highly spiritual dude, like, he's vibing on a whole nother frequency. He taught me this phrase that I repeat in my meditations a lot, which I think I've said in videos before, but gratitude for the past, faith in the present and hope for the future. And that really stuck with me because it's so hard to be in the present. Like, I feel like for me, there's these rare moments where I'm really happy and really, like, feeling, just acknowledging how I feel in that moment and how happy I am to just be alive. And that is, like, when you're, boom, like, snapped into the moment, appreciating the present, truly present in your body, like, grounded on the earth. And that doesn't happen that often. Like, today, what the fuck did I even do today? I was not conscious, like, thinking about everything that I was doing throughout the day. And I take photos and I post them, and then in 6 months I look back and I'm like, wow, I was doing so well back then. But then in the moment I actually wasn't. It's, like, so confusing, you know? It's so hard. I think that's the ultimate human dilemma, to just be in the present. And something I'm really trying to work on and, like, just dive into. So I think it's such a great question. And I think something, I guess, to remember, that I try to remember, is that when we have those things that we dream about and always envision for the future, and are happy to push our happiness to the future, like she said, when those things happen, we're just going to be thinking about something else. We're going to be envisioning that next goal, that next dream. Like, so I guess whenever possible, just stop and have gratitude and just be in the present and remember what you have and how much you wanted what you currently have now, and how you dreamed of it and strived for it and worked hard for it, even though it's hard. But yeah, man, I could talk about this for so long. I've talked about this on the podcast, but the ultimate human dilemma. Do you believe in aliens? Absolutely. I literally just said my chiropractor is an alien. Oh, for sure. We can go there, guys. I'm just waiting. I'm sure I'll do an episode of the podcast in the new year about this, but I don't know. You guys have gone so into the spirituality and the other realms and all that this year, that I think a lot of my YouTube fam is not on the same wavelength as me, and I don't want to freak anyone out or have anyone think I'm, like, crazy or something. So yes, I absolutely believe in aliens. There's no way we're the only ones out there. It's ridiculous to think that's so human, egocentric of us to think we're the only fucking beings out there. Like, absolutely not. I definitely believe in aliens. Okay, I think I'm going to end it out. One last question. Someone asked, what does Sage do for a living? He owns a marketing company, Serpco, if you want to look it up. It's pretty amazing. They're doing really great. They've grown a lot in the last year, and he works really, really hard, and I'm really proud of him, and I'm really grateful for everything that he does. He makes a lot of sacrifices. He literally fucking grinds, works harder than anyone I've ever seen, and I'm very grateful and very lucky that that is my husband, that he's my husband. So I'm a little bit tipsy, and I'm gonna edit this video now. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Very casual, chill, chatty vid. The vibes are here. And I hope you guys have an amazing holiday if you celebrate Christmas. I hope you have a great, great Christmas with your families or your friends or just by yourself or whatever it is. Sending you lots of love, and really excited to get this new year popping. Let's say goodbye to 2020 and just bring in the new year. So thanks for watching. You guys are the best, and I'll see you soon. Bye!